Tub presents the TUBCAST.
Welcome to the TUBCAST, home of the TUBCAST.
Can I take your order?
I'm not going to do that. I'm tempted to do it, but I feel like I've done it multiple times before.
Taking his order?
No, done the Good Burger thing.
Good Burger, man.
The TUBCAST.
You have.
Yeah, I know. Nathan would know.
I haven't, though, so it's fresh.
You're going to do it, and it's going to be okay because it's fresh. You know what else
That is a fresh Good Burger.
We were talking about all kinds of freshening things earlier, but that's for another show.
Like mint.
Yeah.
And mouthwash.
And things that, never mind. There is something in the air tonight, as one
Something in the air.
one 80s band said. I wish I would have had like Dennis Miller level game when it came to like ironic and obscure references.
You got a lot of obscure references.
I used to like Dennis Miller a lot until I heard his politics. And then not as much.
You can still like the person
And
and
then
know that
you
they're
just
stupid.
laughed at a couple of his jokes.
Yeah. I always thought he was funny, and I don't think any of my friends ever thought he was funny.
What about his
And,
politics don't you like? I'm just curious.
that he talks about him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's normally what I don't like about other people's politics.
Yeah.
I mean, have them, but talk about
Don't
them.
talk about him.
I mean, just say funny referential humor. That's what I want Dennis Miller to do. But then when he's just like, yeah, Donald Trump, and then you're just like, never mind. I give up. Welcome to the only podcast on the internet devoted to Dennis Miller.
Yes.
We will be devoted to anything.
No, we are now a Dennis Miller only podcast.
Yeah, we are
Dan in a tub.
I should see what this person looks like, 'cause I don't know.
You don't know who Dennis Miller is?
I'm sure I do if I saw a picture.
Jeremy,
hang
you're
on.
you're
I'm sorry.
a bad tub man.
I shouldn't have asked you
because I know. I so know.
As you're looking it up.
No.
Kuipers, search for Dennis Miller best referential joke.
I mean, honestly, I think the only reason I know who Dennis Miller is because he did some
He's a
Monday Night
comedian. I knew
Football
that.
for a while.
He's
I've
original
seen
cast
him
of
on-
SNL. Like,
Yeah.
or, well, not original cast, but he was on
He
it.
was an SNL guy.
He did the
Weekend Update?
Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome to the
He's done some
TUBCAST.
other acting too.
My name is Eric. As always, I'm joined by Jeremy.
Hi.
And,
Hi.
And Kyle.
Hello.
And Nathan.
Like I am.
And turning the flippers and the dippers. We got Kuipers back behind the
Howdy.
gate, mate.
Hey, he has his own podcast.
Wait, if you have
does?
flippers, are they all dolphins or only some of them?
I saw Lady in the Water. I know.
Dennis Miller opinion.
Don't tell me what to do with fish.
I love how Jeremy gets
Are you
fixated on
confusing the
things.
lady in the water with the shape of water?
Yep, 100% him. I totally am.
Oh,
Okay, good talk.
that's it. I guess I could see where you would get Lady in the Water and The
Yeah.
Shape of Water mixed up.
Yeah, that's my bad.
There was, in fact, a lady in water
That is
in the
true.
shape of water.
Yeah.
That is true. It's a misleading title.
Lady in the Water, though, is the one where the guy works out only one of his arms, and he's
And Paul Giamatti runs a...
unsymmetrical muscles. Yeah, he runs like a hotel or something.
Yeah.
Or,
And
That
that's
was an apartment.
or is an apartment, and then there's a
it's
pool there.
Bryce
Dallas
Howard.
Is she in that?
I know
She's
words
she's the
and
lady in the
names.
water.
Oh, is she really?
Yeah.
I didn't realize
Matilda's in it.
that. Hopefully
Matilda's in what?
Here we go.
know.
Dennis Miller's best joke. Hopefully it holds up.
Oh boy.
Hopefully it's family friendly.
It's
It's
someone's
probably
opinion
not.
of his best joke.
Someone's opinion. It's
Yeah.
only 40 seconds, so I approve
Jack
the shortness of
Well,
this
if I
clip.
peer a little out of it tonight, it's because it finally just sunk in that Zemed has replaced Terry on Dance Fever. And
Was that it?
Adrian Zemed, there's a hoofer, huh? I don't think I've seen choreography that stiff since the Lee Harvey Oswald prison transfer. Don't you love the fact Jack Ruby got into the garage that day? There's a pretty stringent security network, huh? Hey, boss, the guy who owns the local titty bars here, he's got a handgun. Should I let him in? Yeah, let's bring him in. Who the fuck were they turning away? That's what I want.
Eric, are you okay?
I didn't expect that. It came out of left field. Kuipers, can't you? Where's this 5-minute delay?
Kuipers.
I don't see the humor.
Dump the language. The humor was in Eric almost choking on his beverage.
That was what the humor was, because I panicked and I couldn't do because I had my finger on the dial the whole time to turn it down in case something happened.
You still would have been too late.
And then I set my hand down. I was like, "Oh, this isn't gonna do anything."
Hey, Kyle,
And then-
can you fix that for our audio listeners later?
Yeah, you're gonna have to edit. I'd like to give everyone a sincere apology from Minutub. A man named Dennis Miller has violated our sensible ears and our family-friendly culture by saying a very foul, potty word.
The thoughts and words of Dennis Miller are exclusively Dennis Miller's and not those representative of Minutub.
Thank you. And please continue to listen. And hopefully, if you have children in the room, they won't hear another bad word.
I would like to offer an insincere apology.
Go for it.
Do it.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
We have been much cleaner since you aren't running the computer and able to
I know. Now I'm just telling Kuipers what to do. And
yeah,
he's
so
getting me in
since
trouble.
he hasn't played the rap
Bring up
box
the
in a
rap
while.
soundboard.
Don't do it, Kuipers.
No.
Yeah, that's a bad thing.
Yeah, don't do that. That for those who have watched for a long time, you would know what that is. What?
Do it or don't do it. I'm
Kuipers,
so confused.
Kuipers, hang on. Kuipers, you need at least a couple weeks training on that soundboard to know what is safe and not safe. We can't play it all loosey-goosey like we did in the old days where Eric would just press every single one and they would say really offensive things that were more offensive than that word.
Well,
Rap things.
If you
Rap
play it all
things.
at once, though, then it's all going to overlap each other, right?
Yeah.
I don't know
I don't
if
think that's how soundboards work.
I don't know if you're fast enough with the mouse over there, Kuipers.
All right, don't do the soundboard thing. Anyways, that's Dennis Miller. Now you all know it wasn't that hilarious. Was that not the funniest stand-up
It was the funniest
you had
stand-up I have ever heard
in your life?
I had
so funny.
I thought it was funny.
So funny. No, but that's his humor. It's very dry. It's very referential. He'll like name drop like 30 people in one joke.
Which is why I didn't get any of that.
Yeah.
That was very, very specific for that period of time.
Oh, okay, Jeremy. Lee Harvey Oswald was the fella who shot JFK.
Yeah, that was the one guy I knew.
Jack Ruby was the fellow that shot JFK.
Allegedly.
No, that is definite. He definitely shot Lee Harvey Oswald.
Okay. I meant Lee Harvey Oswald, allegedly.
I love that the Ruby thing was a legend now.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's all a legend. I wasn't there. I don't know.
Hey, we all grew up through the Alex.
Calm down.
It was
Ken
before
Ham.
the internet, so none of it is true. Obviously.
We all grew up through the Alex Jones era, and now everything is fake news. No matter what, we just react that way. No matter what anybody says.
I mean,
Speaking of Alex Jones,
he's out. Twitter has booted him.
now there is no social media for him anymore. He's been removed from iTunes, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube.
Entirely removed.
Yeah.
So
Banned.
let's.
Does anybody know if his app though is still on? Is still on the
I don't
App
know.
Store?
Let's check it.
Who's got an Android? Someone check Android.
Kuipers, checker.
Let's see. Because I mean, really, it's good that they banned him. I guess, or is it? I don't know how I feel about it. I feel sad that we aren't gonna have more chili stories. I feel glad that more people on my friends list on Facebook aren't gonna share his nonsense much.
That's true.
But I still
There is.
But that does take away from some of our material that you have.
So see, I can still get the InfoWars app, InfoWars News app, on the right here on my phone. Do you?
Yeah, I got InfoWars on mine.
Okay, so still in the App Store.
I also have the Alex Jones soundboard suggested, so...
All right, let's
my gosh.
bring that up. Let's hear that. Let's play.
but I
that.
have to download it first.
Okay, well you
Download it,
get that downloaded,
and then we'll play it.
I also just realized that the abbreviation for InfoWars is IW, which I now associate with Infinity War. So now I'm picturing what Alex Jones would do with an Infinity Gauntlet.
Oh, he'd snap, and it would just be like him.
Make the
and-
frog straight.
yeah.
Yeah.
None of the frogs will be gay anymore after he snapped his fingers.
And then he can sit on that hill and rest.
Yeah. I feel like he's getting some rest. I mean, I'm sure he has gotten enough fans built up and enough, constituency that he is not slowing down. Jeremy, you're still a big InfoWars user,
I never
right?
was.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember when we played that folk song and he was not laughing because it was the first time he'd heard any of that stuff?
Oh. Well,
That's true.
Jolliver says, curious if Bill Hicks would have headed down that road.
I think he's talking about the road that
The
Bill
political.
Bill Maher went down.
travel.
Because we were talking about Dennis Miller, and then Bill Maher did have his moments, and then he went super political, and
Yeah, it is
It's
weird
just-
how like even comedians can't be comedians anymore. They gotta jump in and be
Because
completely
that's
serious
what
about politics.
People want
and
to know
stuff.
about.
well, but they also can't be comedians because they can't say anything that might remotely offend somebody.
That's true,
or
too.
They'll get the public court. They'll be on trial by the public court, and they lose.
Well, it's not really on trial. It's more just straight lynching.
Well, yeah, but still, it's just, and I mean, I get that people should be responsible, and not just say whatever, but it's.
I mean, isn't that what free speech is?
But I feel like, especially like when you're dealing with a comedian who is just like they have made their entire career off of saying things that other people don't say.
Wait, I can make money at that?
Yeah,
Oh, that's be
You
funny.
have to
though.
be funny first.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it would be funny.
changes
I think
things.
to us, we'd think
I
it was
would
hilarious.
I would find it hilarious.
Yeah, you guys laugh at me all the time.
Well, I don't know. I might not find it hilarious, depending on what you decide to be a comedian about.
Jeremy, if you
sports.
if you
Yeah.
if
That would be funny because you would have no idea.
let's say that let's do
You
this right
think
now.
I don't know anything about sports?
Yes.
He knows, Jeremy. Hold on. There's two camps here. There's
He's
people.
talking about professional sports, people who just like pay attention to
yeah,
stupid stuff.
This people, yes.
Yeah.
You're talking about how to play the sport,
Yeah.
which is different than
Yeah.
knowing about sports now.
Knowing how to play the sport is not the same as knowing about what is current.
Being
in a
able
sport.
to. Okay, you're talking about popularity, not about the
Well,
sport.
no one sits
you're not talking
around
about
and
the
just
sport. You're talking
talks
about
about
fame.
Isn't it cool how you have to go 10 yards
Yeah,
to
you
get
gotta
a
go-
first
I mean,
down?
You're talking about
That's
fame.
pretty cool.
You're talking about fame. That's all you're talking about.
I mean, we used to only go 5 yards, but now they got it bumped up to 10, and that's a real workout right there.
Yeah, that's great. I really like the football.
It's a good game.
Remember
you know?
when we had to wear leather helmets?
You know what the only thing that's strange that
Arena
the football
is
is
actually different.
everything is strange that the football is oblong and all other balls are spheres.
or that
What's
you
up
don't
with
use
that?
your foot. I mean,
Yeah, what's
you-
up with?
you
Well,
do.
you do for a field goal.
for a field goal, sure, but
Yeah, that must be what the game's named after.
yeah, field goals,
Field goal ball.
field goal ball.
Actually,
Yeah.
we should just call it the soccer is football.
Oh, that's a
true.
good idea because
Yeah,
you use
let's
your
do
foot
that.
more in that
Yeah.
game.
You use your foot.
And then we'll call football egg ball because it looks like an egg.
Oh,
Yeah. Egg
oh,
ball.
see, this guy's going places.
yeah, I like this.
Yeah, okay.
Are
See?
you going to Cheers later?
Well, I thought about it, but
Sometimes you. Oh. That
we're
was-
not at Comic-Con anymore.
I was having flashbacks. I was having flashbacks of being reminded how old I am when these people looked at me blankly
So you're being reminded of being reminded?
Yes.
of where I want to go. It's a place where everybody knows my name.
Yeah, your norm. Because your
Yep,
last
yep,
So,
name.
Jeremy, here's what I want you to do. I'm going to give you the floor. You got, let's say, 60 seconds. And I want to put Jeremy on the spot here.
Nope.
If he's,
I hate that.
If
You
he's,
know I
he's
hate
getting
that.
all stretchy and awkward, like
That's because whenever
Do it.
you put me on the spot,
Do it.
it's a bad thing.
nope.
So noted.
Jeremy said that he wants to say things that no one else can say. So give us your 60-second stand-up routine.
Can we put a disclaimer
No.
on this? That we
These are
can-
the views of
are the
Jeremy
views of
only.
Jeremy and Jeremy alone. They do not reflect the TUBCAST.
I've already agreed that the things I would say wouldn't be humorous. They'd
We don't
probably-
know. We said
I
we
know.
would laugh. So now here we go.
Do it.
I've got nothing.
Piper, 60 seconds on the clock.
3,
nothing.
2, 1. Everyone, welcome Jeremy.
Jeremy.
Live at the Minutub Club. All right, he's got a 60-second set. He's opening for Louis C.K. and Alex Jones. Here you go.
Sure, I have no idea.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it.
That's all I got.
Is this like one of those like experimental?
I think it's an
comics?
anti-joke.
Oh, okay. Let's
Yeah.
Shh. The guy said he had 60 seconds. I think we have like 40 left.
Yeah, I'm timing it.
Oh, I get it.
He took a drink.
I get it.
It's gotta laugh
It's
out of this guy.
insightful about how consumerism slurps us all down noisily.
He's not saying much. He said he's going to say what no one else has ever said. And maybe that's a commentary on how much we talk all the time because he's just not saying anything.
He's only got like 15 seconds left.
This is deep. All right. All right, everybody give it up for Jeremy's...
Thank you.
That was great.
Now, did that teach you all more about me?
What was that?
What was that?
About you?
You think that stuff really works on me?
You got the Alex Jones.
Sorry, Kuiper.
Kuipers, you're going to have to hand over your phone now.
Give me your phone for a second. Is that all we got?
There's plenty other stuff.
Wait,
there.
Hey, welcome back, Redheads.
Wait, you don't have a phone jack.
Oh yeah, I don't.
What? This is a
I don't
Google
have an adapter
one.
either.
Oh,
I don't have it with me.
Do I need to see if I can find it?
I don't know. Anyways, welcome to the chat. Who's here?
Redheads
Redheads are more fun.
fun.
So, anybody been up to fun? Been up to things? I saw a truck today when I was coming here, a pickup truck.
How did that
pickup.
make you feel?
It was awkward because it said, louder than your sister last night. And
Did
I
it
was-
also have the?
Why was a truck fornicating with your sister?
I don't
Did it have
know.
Gross.
the bag on the dangling
The
from?
testes? No.
I was trying to be a little PC
I was
on
being
that. But
PC. You can't be. I was politically correct.
Yeah.
I said the technical term of it.
Yeah.
I said the testicle term of it. So there's.
It's very testicle.
Yeah, Ronan doesn't even have a sister.
Yeah.
That's. I was.
Then who was the truck saying
I don't
was
know.
loud?
I don't know, but I was offended.
that would make anything louder than his sister.
So I thought about rolling my window down and having a polite conversation with him and telling him why it offended me, but then I figured I would just get cursed at.
But that could have been fun. You could have live streamed it.
Sir, could you please roll down your window, sir? Yes, I am greatly offended at the statement that you have plastered on the back of your vehicle. I would suggest maybe removing that.
So are you saying
it is
he should-
actually a point of honor in our family that our sister is very loud. So
So are you saying that his truck should be removed from all roadways
Yes. No, just his
Probably.
sticker.
because you were offended by what he had to say?
Yes.
no, Jeremy, don't make this into a free speech thing. Just because Eric may not like the message doesn't mean he's saying that we should forcibly remove it.
Ah, okay, just Alex Jones.
Yeah. Oh, snap.
No, Jeremy.
Okay.
So you are.
is
I knew you were upset about this thing. I knew you were sad that Alex is.
No, I
gone.
don't care that he's gone. I think it's a sad thing in our culture that that's how people are judged
Oh. Judged by what?
by public opinion.
He was removed from social media for harassing people. That's against the terms of service.
Yes.
Having fun over there?
Yeah.
So
Well, and I think too he violated terms of service on most of those platforms by spreading hate speech. But I mean, where do you draw the line? I don't know. I'm glad that we have never been removed from any of the platforms because
Nobody notices us.
We're professionals.
that's right.
Nobody. We got people in the chat. How dare you say that?
Okay, nobody running the websites notices
Oh,
us.
okay. Yeah, Twitch and YouTube and everyone's just like, oh well, have a good time. Why don't you guys do your thing? It's cute.
That's what we do. Right?
Anyways, that's I mean, I guess he's gone. It is a little bit concerning, I think, for even like a hobbyist standpoint, where we kind of get to just do what we want on here and have a good time. I mean, we try to self-patrol ourselves. I think we self-regulate what we say,
Yeah.
and we try to do that as well as we can. But
Things are sometimes said that
I mean, we
all-
shared a story about cannibals that was false.
That's true.
It's one of our most popular clips on YouTube.
It is.
But it's that was because we didn't know that. We could have removed.
But I mean, he had an audience obviously that did enjoy it.
Yeah. But it was I mean, whatever.
Ever somebody make stuff up about you that's totally untrue and it really gets you angry?
Jolliver says
everyone Alex Jones has ever talked about.
I want to say defend free speech, but I don't think most people in our country can handle that right. Oh, wow. That
Well,
would be...
no, I want to clarify. It isn't a free speech thing, him getting removed from social media, because they're private entities and they have every right to do whatever kind of censorship they want. Free speech has to do with the government creating laws and regulations around your ability to speak in public. But the argument could be had, and I think should be had, whether or not social media platforms exhibit a public space today. I think that's maybe the direction the conversation
So you're
should
saying
head in.
Facebook should be a utility?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that's something that should be discussed. I think
If
that's
the
something
internet becomes a utility, then is Facebook considered a utility because it's on the utility?
No.
Okay.
No.
Your house gets power from the power utility, but that doesn't make your house a utility.
True. So, there's no real way then that the government... You're saying that if the government were to intercede and say, please remove Alex Jones...
Oh, that would be very bad.
Facebook, then
That would be terrible.
But because it's a decision that the company has made.
Yeah.
I mean, theoretically, it's all. I mean, in a lot of ways, it's like if the company decides that they're going to change something up because it's no longer profitable, and they let somebody go. Like,
But I mean, I don't think anyone should act like the real reason he got removed from all social media was because of a violation of term of service. It was because of public outcry. That was their rationale in order to make it happen. But that's not the reason he was removed. It was because there was enough people who don't like him enough, or his message enough, if you will. I don't think he has a message. I think he has a entertainment show. But there's enough people who didn't like it enough that they created enough outcry to force these companies to want to save face. And I think that's why it took so long for it to happen as well. Because if it was about terms of service, it should have happened and probably would have happened a long time ago. But I think that when people limit it to just saying it was because of this, that's obviously not true. It has to do with public outcry.
Well, I think,
and to be honest, that's a good thing, right? That the public can impact businesses of this size in that way.
Well, I think the terms of service. I mean, I think it's one of those things that it is the reason that he got removed, and it's because people had a problem with it. Because I mean, there's a reason that you've got the ability to report if someone is being harassing
There's a ton of people
and all these
who
things.
violate their terms.
Sure.
And how long did he violate
Sure.
the terms of service on all of
But
those before it happened? That's not the reason.
The balance,
that's the excuse.
but the balance is how much money is he still drawing in, and at what point does it become we need to cut ties with this because it is no longer as the profitability of what he is bringing is no longer matching the discontent over him being here. I think that's really what it boils down to.
That's what it was. It impacted their ability to sell ads.
Right. But if he wasn't selling
So,
ads...
I mean, that's probably a more accurate way to define it.
But
It
if he
impacted
wasn't
their
selling
bottom line,
ads...
not their terms of service.
If he wasn't selling ads, they would have probably gotten rid of him a long time ago because of the terms of service.
Well, yeah, because that made it easier for them to keep him longer.
Right.
I think what Kyle is saying is it was public opinion that kept him there.
No, it was money that kept him there. It was the fact that he was
Right.
selling his ads on their services. So he was paying them to advertise for him.
Right. But you don't sell ads to a place unless you think you're going to get attention for those ads. And you don't get attention for those unless there is public interest in you.
Correct. So that's what I mean. It's more the tipping point of that public opinion that outweighed the financial gain they were getting from him advertising. That is really where, like, it has nothing to do with the terms of service, though. That's just, I mean, the whole point of terms of service is so that they can use that as a reason to do that. But
Thus, it was the point.
No, because if it was just that, he would have been gone a long time ago. If that was the sole reason, he'd been gone a long time ago. It was a money thing, and it was a how does this look to the public?
I think it's the opposite. I think it's the fact that he violated it. He would have been gone a long time ago. The reason that he was kept was because of the money.
So you're saying now that the money doesn't come in,
The
that's
money
why he's
wasn't
gone.
coming in, and that's why he's gone, because he had
so it's not
violated
that
the terms of service. The only reason that they allowed it to continue is because he was still making money.
Yeah, which means it's the money.
I
why
think
it
you're
is
saying
gone.
the same thing.
Yeah.
You're just emphasizing different parts.
Correct.
Okay. If you say so, Nathan.
I think you're right, Nathan. I think you're right. As with most arguments on Facebook, there's people saying the same thing.
Oh, I thought you meant me being right.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Do you argue on Facebook?
Not
No.
anymore.
Oh,
But he's always right.
I've seen it.
Okay.
That was before the dark times,
Gotcha.
before the empire.
Jolliver's been busy in the chat. He said, terms are not folks spreading BS and hate shouldn't be allowed on platforms. Taking their right to the point of hurting others or corrupting people's for views or profit isn't okay. And then he also said, on the other hand, these companies should be moving faster and, than waiting for money to dry up, for people to speak out about it.
Right.
Here's I don't know necessarily that Alex Jones was violating terms of service until recently.
That's true, too.
Because he wasn't necessarily using hate speech until very recently, like when he had been personally kind of attacking
Specific people.
groups, specific people, and I think that's where this really took a turn for where he ended up now.
And why I think a lot of people were upset about it and making a lot of noise about it, too.
Yeah. Does anybody even know what it was specifically he did? That really started this? Because there was something on Facebook or something that was anti-Semitic or he was denying the Holocaust or something that kind of started... Because we talked about it a little bit.
Yeah, I don't
briefly
remember what it
few
was,
weeks
but
ago.
there was something that sparked it, and suddenly he was in trouble with social media. And I think that was when they pulled him off YouTube and Facebook, and now it's Twitter that he's been pulled from.
There was,
so.
I think it was something about Sandy Hook. Like he was saying,
Oh,
yeah.
he was talking about the actors that were there or whatever, saying that
Right.
the family were actors.
and
that
telling
didn't really
people
happen.
telling people to harass them and
Yeah, that's right.
reach out directly to these people that had just gone through a
The Sandy
tragedy.
Hook stuff
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
Which that stuff is just crazy. It's just, we talked about that, I think, extensively a few weeks ago, so I'm not going to belabor it. But,
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, I'm not standing up for Alex Jones at all. I think he's a terrible person. I just think that it can become a slippery slope and to, I think, not recognize all of the influences in these sorts of changes.
Jeremy, the slippery slope argument is a fallacy.
is that because I need to stop making jokes.
Nathan, you are a fallacy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Jolliver and Nathan are in the chat, talking about how they broke up over Idiocracy. I saw that you tweeted the other day, Nathan, that you watched Idiocracy. But the way you let us know, you just said, I did not like Idiocracy, I think were your exact words.
It was wow. I did not like Idiocracy.
Sorry, I forgot the wow.
Yeah, wow.
Wow. So please explain why you're wrong.
Yeah.
All right, I will tell you why I'm wrong.
Yeah, okay. I really want to hear this.
Yeah, let me look up Idiocracy real quick.
See
Jeremy
if
doesn't
Jeremy
know.
remembers seeing that.
Oh, Jeremy, you don't know Idiocracy.
It's like the best movie ever.
It's got electrolytes.
It's kind of like
It's what the plants crave.
Okay, why are you wrong about this?
It just felt like very surface level satire.
Like it's like 12 years old.
Yeah, it felt like a 12-year-old wrote it.
Well, no,
It's 12 years old.
It's a 12-year-old movie. I think it was almost.
Oh, you meant like 12 years old. Like,
But I think you got to put it in context to 12 years ago. That movie is prophetic. Like there are things from that movie that are actually
Yep.
real now. Like, people have become that stupid. People have become that idiocracy. No, idiotic. But I think I don't know. I think when you put it in context of the time it was released, I think looking at it now, you're like, oh, well, this is dumb. Like, obviously this stuff is happening around us. But I think at the time, people hadn't quite gone off the deep end as much as this. I think it had just started, and this was like kind of predicting a trajectory of the human race.
Right.
I mean, it's very far flung and it's comedy, but I don't know. I guess I haven't watched it in a few years, so granted, I'm not the best to debate this right now, but you've seen it recently and you didn't like it because it was surface level. And
I just didn't think it was very funny.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's the end of it then. That's the end of your review.
Like there can and have been smart jokes about dumb people. I felt like this was dumb jokes about dumb people.
Well, but some of it was because of the fact that you had a dumb guy that suddenly was the smartest person that was alive.
No, he was painfully average.
yeah, but not to hit the future people.
True.
Yes.
Okay. Wow, this is a very exhilarating conversation about idiocracy. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
So,
like.
how am I wrong?
President Camachi.
It's
It's fantastic.
It has a great plot where they learn that they can use water to grow crops. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
They don't want the electrolytes. They don't crave it. So stop watering your plants with Gatorade. All right?
It wasn't Gatorade.
it was
Whatever it was. It was a Gatorade knockoff because he couldn't.
What was a sports drink?
He was able to say Gator. It tastes like Gatorade.
Oh, okay. That's
The product itself was not
So
Gatorade.
it's Powerade.
So it's been a few years since I have seen it, thus that's why that stuck as Gatorade and electrolytes.
Yeah, I don't know.
Taco Bell's the only fast food in the future. I
Okay,
know
that's
that
Demolition
That's
Man.
Demolition Man,
I
Jeremy.
know, but that's a fact. That's gonna happen.
But Twitch says, not sure what's going on, but the sound keeps going out and freezes. Refresh the page. We got a pretty good stream. We got a good stream going on
Signal.
right now. so
Frozen
good.
sound. There's a sci-fi premise.
Put it on a stick and lick it. It's ice cream.
Let it go.
treat.
Well, sound is a wave.
Sound is an action. You can't freeze an action.
Frozen sound would be let it go.
That would just be liquid air
That's frozen sound.
or solid
crack.
air, I guess.
Oh, soundtrack.
Yeah. Anyways, all right. Who in the room has cut up their Nike stuff or set it on fire?
Nope.
Nope.
I'm not dumb. Well, not in this way.
Jeremy, did you get your Nike stuff out and set it on fire?
No.
Okay, cool.
No.
Kuiper,
didn't have any.
Kuipers, did you set your
I have
Nikes
Nike
on fire?
stuff.
Okay.
I don't have Nike
Nope.
shoes, but I have Nike clothes.
Well, I'm honestly not sure if I even have any Nike to begin with.
Yeah, I don't think I do. I think I might have a pair of Nikes somewhere.
I got a few shirts and things.
I used to have some Air Jordans as a kid.
Nice.
Yeah.
I also had the pump. Remember that?
See, Jolliver says, I will always be partial to Adidas. And I will too, because Yeezy made them. No.
What about BK Knights?
What?
Was
Burger
you-
King
you-
Knights?
That's what I thought.
Yeah, Burger King nights.
Seriously?
The Burger King shoes?
Seriously?
What about
because
Mac
of my
tonight?
age? Is that
Kuipers,
because of
put
my
that
age?
off. Shut that
Kuipers.
off.
Is
Bad
that because of
Kuipers.
my age?
What about Mac tonight? You know, that time that McDonald's tried to make a high-end restaurant.
I'm sorry, but Twitch, I don't know what to say. I don't know if it's on our. I don't think it's on our end this time. It has been multiple times before, but I think we're okay tonight.
See? BK Knights, man. British Knights is what they stand
They're not BK Knights. They're British Knights.
British BK.
BK Knights.
That's
No.
like
They've
saying
always been
that's
called
like
BK Knights. They've never
automatic
been
teller
called-
machine ATM.
They've always been called BK Knights.
Automated
never
teller
been
machine. ATM machine.
It's their logo,
what that is.
okay?
D-
It said
Show me
British
the logo.
BK Knights. It's
Show me that logo again.
All right. So,
If it was,
all right.
why would they be?
Let's
BK
not
Knights?
debate BK Knights anymore, please. This is not in compelling conversation, guys. Seriously, stop. Adidas is a good brand because they sell Yeezys and
What about
I think
Puma?
Kanye has
I
a lot.
liked some
That's a
Pumas I
cat.
had when I was really young. They were
Yeah.
red and yellow. They were cool.
Yeah. Puma was okay. I had some green and yellow Pumas that were cool. At least I thought they were cool. Yeah, the whole fad of like something offends you, and if you own that product, go burn it, and it's just the craziest thing
stupid.
to me.
I would just like to point out I've only ever seen that happen on the right. I just realized I pointed left when I said right.
When you say on the right, like it only happens on the right side of things.
On
Oh, the political spectrum, I think, is what he's going
the political
for.
right
Oh.
seems to be the only people who do that.
Really?
But it's only the left that riots. So
Yeah, that's true.
But I mean, if you honestly, if you have problems with this Nike thing, because
So
Jeremy,
the difference
Jeremy,
is on the right you
Jeremy.
burn your own things. On the left you burn other people's things.
And you mean a protest, Jeremy? How dare you call
Oh,
it a riot?
sorry.
It's a protest.
Okay. That was that too sensitive? Was I?
You heard,
yeah, a little bit.
I feel like I offended them, not you.
I'm not offended.
I'm not offended.
Good. I just clarifying that. Someone in the chat can be offended.
No, I mean it's
Why are you so eager for someone to be offended at
Why
what
are
you
you
say?
trying to offend
Probably
people?
because you think I'm on the right.
No, he's doing his.
You kind of are.
He's secretly doing his stand-up right now, guys. That's what
See,
we didn't know.
It only works when
yeah, he's
I'm
like
part of a group.
I'm saying things that no one else is saying. The right burns their own things, and the left burns others. The stand-up album. The
Are
stand-up.
those both me?
I don't know why that second one
Are
made me
those
laugh.
both me?
No, the other one's Eric's
Oh,
laughter.
okay. Couldn't tell.
Yeah. Anyways, so
No, but I mean he was going to be offered Adidas and Puma.
Adidas.
Yeah, if Nike,
It's a
if he had
single
not
Adidas.
Oh, not the full Adidas.
yeah, the I don't know. The S I've always heard was silent. It's not supposed to be Adidas.
Oh,
Really?
is it
Adidas.
not?
I don't know.
You-
Maybe I'm wrong.
Okay, let's move on.
No,
Someone Google it.
Now you
Check
feel like
it.
Kyle
Kuipers.
is just trying to play a joke on me. Adidas. Everyone says Adidas. Who says Adidas?
That's how I always heard it.
What?
Where?
Look, the S is in their logo.
There's letters in lots of things that aren't pronounced.
Yeah, like jalapeno.
Yeah, jalapeno.
Come on, guys, let's go to a banquet.
I never heard that, Kyle, because all I knew is that it stood
And
for
it's a
all
jalapeno,
all
by the
day
way.
I dream about sports, and so
That's not
that's
what
what it
people
means.
said.
all day I dream about sports, and that's Adidas, not Adidas.
Don't worry, Kyle. You can cut through the conversation with a knife.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and finish what you were saying.
Well, I was just gonna say. I mean, like and that's going off the point of like the people that decide that they need to try and boycott something. Like it doesn't matter to try and boycott large companies like that, because if you're really going to live by whatever your code of morals is, there is going to be something somewhere within your life that you do not want to let go of, that you would have to let go of if you are truly living in that way. And most people don't want to.
But if Kaepernick violated their terms of service,
I think he's trying to make commentary.
I don't know what you're saying.
I love that
public
long
opinion
pause
is
of silence.
is why Alex Jones is off social media. But you're saying public opinion can't affect big corporations? Yes, it can.
No, I'm
It's
saying-
like the previous commentary.
Statistics
No,
have
you're
shown
not-
that boycotts
You're not
don't
listening
work.
to what I had said, because if you are going to live and boycott everything based on whatever your moral compass says, you are not going to do it, because there is something somewhere that is being made that you would have an issue with, but you don't want to give that up. No, if
There is
you
no
had
ethical
to do
consumption under capitalism.
that, exactly, you literally would have to go out and live on an island by yourself with no modern conveniences at all.
That's not by yourself. They were with 6 other people.
Hey, that's all right.
Sorry.
Oh, go ahead, Kuipers.
I was gonna say I've done the fact check of how it's properly pronounced.
Am I wrong?
Yes,
Okay.
but everyone else is also wrong too. Apparently,
Yeah, it's all
emphasis
day
is
I dream
ah.
about soccer.
no, like it's Adidas.
Adidas.
Oh,
Like
Adidas.
Adidas.
Man, that sounds stupider than my being wrong.
not the D.
Adidas, Kyle. Say it right, please. Adidas.
Because I guess
This
like
is morphing into Drago from Rocky 4. Adidas.
All day I dream about socks.
Socks.
Ankle high. Knee high. Mid high.
Drago.
Crew sock.
Cruise.
Adidas.
Wow, so its actual name comes from an origin between two German brothers in the wake of World War II. Returning from World War I, Adolf Dassler began producing sports shoes in his mother's laundry, using debris from the war as his starting point.
That's crazy.
And, well, there's a whole story behind it.
I bet he likes Kanye. If he was still alive, he'd like Kanye. They'd be
But Nike
friends.
is named after a Greek goddess, right? Yeah, Greek goddess.
And it's actually pronounced Nikki. I learned that
Nike.
from
It's Nike. The
from
E's silent.
Back to the Future.
It's Nike.
Run for fun.
That's Nikkei.
Nike. Love it.
Must got them clothes off a dead Chinese.
That's a good movie.
It is.
Anyways, so Kaepernick is in the news again. And is he even playing for any teams this year?
Nope.
No.
He's completely gone, but he got a sponsorship deal anyways?
Yep.
But I mean,
That's
he
cool.
was kind of ending his career anyway, right?
No.
long was he
not
in-
intentionally.
He'd
the
only been in the
sports
league
ball?
for like 4 years.
Oh, okay. But he wasn't that good.
He went to a Super Bowl his first year.
I mean, the whole team did.
He's pretty good though, Jeremy, because you know that thing you do in the football game when you want to milk the clock, you got to take a knee.
Yeah. Yeah, he had that. He had that play down. And he practiced it every game.
He'd hear that
every game.
Whenever he heard inspirational music, he was just inspired to practice his best move. And he's like, "Oh, say, boom! Look at that!" Oh, and then he dabbed.
He was just going over the playbook in his head, and that one he had to
Take a knee.
act out. Yeah.
No, I think it's one of those
You're
things.
making Kyle uncomfortable.
Go ahead,
God.
Nathan. I give you permission.
I'm not the one who groaned.
No, I know. Sing the song though.
Yeah.
What were we singing?
No, Kyle's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Oh, Kyle's uncomfortable.
Yeah, thank you.
I know why he's uncomfortable.
Because of getting on his knees.
Because
No, that's-
Jeremy
that's-
and Eric
a hobby.
talked about Kaepernick.
I think okay, so here's the deal, right? I think people got way worked up over it. It doesn't matter. Why does it matter what people do during the national anthem? Who cares? But it's just people like to be upset about things, and they like to think that they
But wasn't it more? What did the actual ad say? Didn't it say something about sacrificing everything? or
Believe in
for what-
something
Yes.
even if you have to sacrifice everything.
and that's what
I think a lot of
that's
people
what they're
are
saying.
arguing, though, the sacrifice is nothing because he got a huge Nike deal.
Well, no, but I think what he's saying is he doesn't have a football career anymore. Is because
But he
He
has a huge Nike
sacrificed-
deal.
He sacrificed his career.
But he didn't sacrifice everything. There's no, like...
There's no guarantee that somebody was going to pay him money. When he took a knee
But
3
isn't
years
everything?
ago.
But isn't everything that is based on your belief that impacts
Semantics.
I mean, no, I'm just saying, like, the argument that I've seen is there's a lot of people who have sacrificed a lot more for something they believe in.
Okay, what are you talking about? Like military?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I fail to see how that invalidates
Yeah, how does that invalidate
somebody
this?
else's sacrifice.
I'm just saying I don't know if he sacrificed everything.
But see, I feel like
Do you
that's
think because
he
he took
didn't
a
die?
knee, that's why he's not in football?
Yeah, absolutely.
Really?
yes, he's
Yeah,
been
that was-
boycotted.
How is that not why he's not? Why? Like,
He is better. He is a better quarterback than almost every backup quarterback in the league.
is that saying a
Okay.
lot?
I mean, it's saying that if
okay.
he hadn't had this thing that was sitting around him,
Oh, okay, I
he
see
would
what you
be
mean.
sitting on a bench somewhere getting paid money to be
Yeah.
a backup quarterback and be the first one that's up if the quarterback that's starting
Right.
is hurt. In some cases, he may even be better quarterback than the starters that they have.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things that
So wait, boycotting works when you're a football player?
what?
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 You said he was being boycotted.
Blacklisted.
Blacklisted.
That's- yeah.
Okay. And why? because of public outcry. I mean, so it kind of works.
So what you're saying is Nike should give
I mean-
Alex Jones a deal.
So yes, just go boycott the
Just
things
saying,
that you.
a lot of people
I'm
boycotted
telling
the
you,
NFL last season, and
It
and
didn't
that,
do anything.
Yes, it did.
No.
The boycott itself did not do anything. It was the people higher up who took issue with it that did something.
But the reason they did was public outcry.
But I mean, are you talking about NFL like numbers of people watching? Because
It dropped
Yeah,
significantly.
that's been dropping for years.
There are
True.
so many other things. It had nothing to do with this. It had everything to do with the fact that they're trying to put NFL football in people's homes 4 days out of the week now. And it is something that it's a fatigue. There's nobody wants to watch. I mean, the majority of America does not want to watch that much NFL football. It just is. It's exhausting to have it.
So
as
when you
much as
put
they
more
do.
out there and then the numbers go down and then you say, oh, look, the numbers are down. Well, actually, you're just spreading it out. So it's, who knows really then, right?
That's true. That could be.
But I think the thing, Jeremy, I think you're being very semantical, but that's normal.
I think we both can be right in
Well-
this conversation.
Oh, fake news.
Yeah.
Alternate. I don't know what you mean by both can be right. I don't know.
If you're thinking that public outcry didn't have any impact on the NFL, then I think that's a pipe dream.
I think that you're putting way too much faith in these people that are diehard about football and sitting there and drinking beer and eating wings and watching football, that they are going to walk away from it because there's a handful of
that's not
players
it at
that
all.
kneel.
There's-
That's what the outcry is that there are the fans that are upset about it and think that it's disrespectful, and they may have burned Kaepernick's jersey and other jerseys. But at the end of the day, they love football too much. They're still going to watch football. They're not going to boycott the NFL.
I never said the public outcry had nothing to do with that. I said the boycott had nothing to do with it.
Right.
Boycotts don't work.
Yeah.
Public outcry and boycotts are not the same
I mean,
thing.
look at Chick-fil-A. They're doing better than
They
ever.
worked in the 60s.
What, boycotts?
Yeah.
What? When did the boycott work in the 60s?
Seriously?
Or yeah. You're talking about
There
McDonald's?
there was boycotting of universities that were being segregated. There was boycotts of restaurants that didn't allow or that forced segregation. There's all kinds of those that worked.
Yeah,
I'm
but-
saying it can work. It doesn't work well in our society because we have so many people today that are fair weather on their actual convictions.
Yeah,
And
but
it has more to do with that than whether or not, it's almost that people don't truly believe in something
Wait, what
enough
did-
to change their life.
I seem to have triggered Jolliver.
You've triggered
what did I
Jolliver.
say?
I don't know what he said.
What did I say?
I don't know.
Did I say something?
Jolliver, what did he say?
I'm trying
Please
to
let us
remember
know.
what you would have said that would have elicited that reaction.
I think it was just the fact that you weren't thinking of what protests in the 60s.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I didn't.
okay.
I didn't know Jeremy was. I thought he was talking about something like minor because that's kind of where he tends to go. It's like some small, obscure. They boycotted J.C. Penney's for not selling nylons.
I think you're right, Nathan. In today's society, they don't work. But that has more to do with the fact that people don't truly choose to
But look at
boycott.
that.
They do these minimal acts.
Jeremy. Look at the boycott though. Look at the different okay. This is so sensitive. The boycotts the things they would boycott then. You're talking about not letting your fellow human
I know,
eat
that's
in your
what I'm saying.
restaurant.
That's
So
what
why
I'm
would it
saying.
equal what this is? It's not even close.
Because what he's trying to do is the exact same type of thing. Because he's the reason that he's kneeling is because of the black people that are getting gunned down by police officers and still being treated with prejudice because of their skin color. That's what his protest is, and the reason that he was bending down on a knee.
But a lot of people don't disagree with what he's protesting for. It's how he's protesting.
And
yeah,
see
but
that,
think about the awareness that he brought to this topic because of
No,
that.
absolutely.
So then he
I'm
was
not arguing with what he did. I think I'm fine with what he did.
okay.
I mean, the whole irony is in football stadiums, they act like they worship the flag, but then they do all these things with the flag that are against the flag code to begin with. So they don't even know what they're doing half the time.
Like my jogging pants.
Like having a big flag horizontal with people holding it over the field.
Yeah.
which is not how the flag's supposed to be presented, or wearing their flag shorts and T-shirts and hats.
Don't trigger Crazy Legs. He might be in the chat. Okay. Like,
It's what it is.
I think that's. I mean, I think that's something that there's something to that, because I think that there is this weird dynamic that you've got with the way that the American flag is flown in front of sports games. There's no. I don't think there's any place for the national anthem even having to be sung and done in that forum. I don't, and it's one of those things that when you look at that, the amount of money that is being poured in to the NFL is the big reason that this is an issue, because the U.S. Army and Air Force and those branches are trying to recruit people by putting that stuff into the front end of a game. That's the reason that they do the flyovers, the reason that they have the military that's there, that presents the colors.
That's why they're there, but the reason the NFL lets them be there is because it looks good for them.
And because they're getting paid money. It is a recruiting tool.
but I mean, wait, but hold on. One thing we have not addressed is that technically, at this point, Kaepernick has won, because not maybe what he wanted. He didn't maybe raise enough awareness to what he was trying
True.
to. But I mean, didn't the NFL come out and say they're just not even going to air the national anthem on TV now? Like, that part's not even going to be on broadcast. So
I believe that's correct. Yeah.
So, narn. Thanks for coming back.
Hey.
You were here. I think you were here last week. We like return viewers.
Yes,
it's a nice touch. Yeah. So I think that we live in a very divisive culture where people like to be right and about their thing, and they like to argue their thing, and
They're fair weather at the same time.
Well, yeah,
like,
but
it's a very first world thing.
But it's like, if nobody wants to take the time to see the other side of anything. That's just the way it is. Like,
They just want other people to reinforce.
they
their
wanted to
existing
say
opinions.
he's insulting America. He doesn't like America. We're paying him millions of dollars, and he's insulting the country he's living in, and like, that's all the argument they want to say. They don't want to acknowledge what he's trying to raise awareness to, because they don't like the thing he's doing. But if he didn't do the thing he's doing, he wouldn't have raised awareness to the thing. Like,
Exactly.
and so it's like there's this multi-level paradoxical situation at hand, and nobody wants to like deal with that.
It's funny because the reason that the reason that athletes get paid the money that they do is because consumers put the money there. That is the reason that they have the platform that they have.
But I think there is probably a large number of people who know of Kaepernick because they think that he doesn't care about America, not because of what he's actually attempting to bring awareness to.
No, it's not even just attempting, because he's brought
'Cause I think
awareness.
but no, I'm sure he has with people who already care.
Well,
but with
he's-
people who don't, the only awareness they're getting out of it is, oh, he's a terrible American.
Except for the fact that he also is a person who has actually put his money where his mouth is, and has done tons of philanthropy work.
But again, that's with
after
people
this
who
is-
already care. So the awareness factor, those people were already aware of the problem.
Jeremy's saying
I think
you're. Oh, go ahead.
I think you're implying that nobody ever changes their opinion, which is just
No, that's wrong. I agree. But I think there's a lot of people, though. I question the breadth of his awareness that he's brought to the issue he intended to bring it to because of the method he did it. I'm not disagreeing that he didn't have the right to do that and that it didn't bring awareness, but I think he also has brought a lot of people the wrong awareness of just thinking he's a bad person because they think he's not patriotic, and they have no idea what he was actually attempting to bring awareness to.
I don't think that's actually on him, though. I think that's more so on the particular media's portrayal of him.
Especially
True.
since the president of the United States has weighed in and has completely tried to push this into an entirely different discussion than what it was. And making it, he brought it to the forefront and said, this is something that should not be happening. So much so that it caused the owners to get together and make a bigger deal about it and saying, hey, we're going to find people, you're going to be
But
suspended,
isn't
this
that,
or that.
only because his choice, his method of attempting to bring awareness was what he did? Had he used a different method, that wouldn't
No one
have
would have
even
been
come up.
talking. No one would have been talking about it.
I don't know. We don't know.
What other method would you have? What would you
I
suggest?
don't know. Do you think that
Naked
someone like
football,
him doesn't
man.
have a platform other than that?
When you
Like
got
there isn't
yourself on
another
your biggest
method?
platform, possible.
No, because you couldn't. What was he going to do? Be like, oh, excuse me, can I have a microphone real quick? Because I talk to the people at home. No, they're not going to give him that. Not an airtime.
I mean, look at Tebow. I know, where is he now, right? But that's beside the point.
what about
He brought
Tebow?
awareness.
He's playing
Baseball.
baseball now?
But he
Yeah.
brought awareness to something he cared about without, doing what Kaepernick did. I'm just saying that
Technically, it was the same motion.
Yeah, he took a knee
correct,
all the time.
but the time and the impact was very different, and that's what made it.
I was
That's
being
what made it-
semantical.
No,
How does it feel?
he did the same thing, not at the same time, and not during the impact is different because of how he did it.
No,
So I'm
the
just saying-
impact
I'm
is
just saying-
no. The impact is different because he is a white man in a nation that believes that "In God We Trust" still actually means something in this country because it says it on the tender and the dollar bill. That's the reason that his was something that was looked at with praise, as opposed to this, where he is actually trying to make awareness about people that are being killed because they. I mean, you look at the difference, and I mean, I know we're
If
going.
Tebow did
hang
it
on,
during
hang
the
on,
national
hang on,
anthem,
hang on.
it never would have been thought that way.
No one would have thought the same way about him. I guarantee you, they wouldn't have thought the same way about him because of who he was and the differences here. Because I saw something last week. This guy that murdered his wife and murdered his kids in Colorado a couple weeks ago. White man, right? He murdered his family, and all that the media ever shows is family pictures of him and his wife and his kids all dressed up and smiling and happy. And everybody's saying all these nice things about him, and I would have never imagined this would have happened. He would have done anything for his family. And then you've got a man who, in Arizona, followed somebody, or went in and beat up this guy that followed his daughter into a gas station bathroom. The guy ended up dying, and in any headlines, they never use his name. He's always just the dad that killed somebody. They always use his mugshot, and he literally went in saving his family from an assault and from somebody assaulting them. And it's because, I mean, you look at the difference in the way that those two stories are portrayed and tell me that there's not a difference in the way that people are trying to look at them.
I don't think anyone disagrees that we have a race issue, especially in our
True.
People
public forum.
People do disagree
There
with that.
are a lot of people that disagree.
Maybe no one here disagrees.
That's what I
Right.
meant.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I don't
that's
think
the
any of
thing.
us are arguing
That's
that.
the thing.
Okay.
I mean, you're looking at something where this guy is saying, "Hey, we've got people that are being shot in the streets by police officers."
I'm not arguing with this message at all.
Simply because of the fact that they are black. So the
That's-
fact that we're
that's the-
talking about this right now means that he wins.
I'm just going to say this is my controversial take on the Tebow statement earlier.
Okay.
If Tebow were to have kneeled during the national anthem and people asked him why, and he said, because America needs to get saved, America needs Jesus, every Christian in every stadium would kneel at the national anthem and not have a problem
True.
with it at all because
That might
they
be true.
because
Fred,
they would-
yes.
because they would be like, oh well, this is for Jesus, so okay.
Yeah.
Like everyone would totally take a different tone on it. But if it's like, oh, cops murdering black people, I'm not black. Oh well, this guy's a jerk. And so I think that it's a perception. And I'm not trying to take away from it Tebow's message. If that's fine, but I'm just saying that's not. It's not the same story. It's
not
just
comparable.
not. It's not
No,
comparable.
I agree. It's not the same story, but I don't agree that only because that Kaepernick did this during the national anthem. That's why. That's was his only opportunity to bring awareness to his cause. I think it obviously worked. It obviously worked. Maybe not to everybody the way he wanted it to, but that doesn't mean he couldn't have had. He had a platform even without the national anthem to do that.
okay.
Whether it would have had the same impact, you probably wouldn't have. You're absolutely right.
What's he gonna do then? When's he gonna do it? When's he?
I don't know. Like I'm not saying I have the answer.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, yeah, it worked, but I'm just saying there are plenty of people who don't disagree with his message, but do disagree with his method.
Yeah. I just think
And I
if
think
the
that's
ta-
a-
I think
that's
if
a
the table-
valid
I think
argument,
if the
though.
tables were turned though and it was anything else, it wouldn't have been as big a deal. Like,
Yeah.
I think
yeah.
Kyle has a point. If it was
agree.
a white man kneeling for a white man's agenda, it
Right.
wouldn't have been as big of a deal.
I agree.
And that's, I mean, it's just whatever. It is what it is at this point. Christina, we're so glad to have you join us in our chat. It's good to see you. No, actually, Jay Newton, thanks for joining us. He says, I'm Christina, and 1, I hate Tebow, 2, I agree with Kaepernick. Then he corrected himself, or she, and said Christian. So, anyways,
It doesn't help that on our screen it came through as I'm Christina and the name is in pink.
Yeah.
So it just like the two of them.
It kind of confused us a
Yeah.
little bit. That's the thing
That's
is
in
like
pink.
I don't think that the whole, I mean, the Christianity thing, like, I mean, Tebow annoys a lot of Christians. I know
Yep.
that.
Agreed,
Like, I mean,
agreed.
and so I don't think that's an argument that, I'm just trying to state, and I wasn't trying to go one way or another. I was just trying to make a point that if he were to be the one in this action for something that majority of Americans could easily get behind because it's comfortable for them to agree on,
Right. Yeah.
then it would have been okay. But because it's something that's hard to talk about and something that's hard to deal with and something that a lot of people don't want to believe is actually happening,
Right.
it makes it much more difficult. And with that, we must conclude the show. Thank you very much for being here. And
It's already been an hour.
before we
Yeah.
wrap this up, we don't have an email, but if you want to send us an email, please do. We'll talk about your thing. Whatever you want to send us, let us
Yeah.
have it so we can talk about it. Send an email to tubcast@minuteintub.com. That's tubcast@minuteintub.com, or you can call us at the phone number that Kuiper's going to put below us, but that's 475-TUB-CALL. That's 475-882-2255. 475
That's the one.
Tub Call. Leave us a voicemail. We'll play your voicemail on air.
Send
and
us
we
pictures
will
of your
discuss
guinea
it.
pigs, of your cats, of your
long-
goiters,
as long
of
as-
your great aunts.
Did you say goiters?
Yeah, goiters are fine.
We'll talk about your goiter.
Yeah,
we might
okay.
not show it on air.
All
but
right.
I'll definitely show your goiter. All right. But before we leave, let's be sure to thank our Patreon peeps. That's all the lovely individuals who donate at the co-producer level or higher. As you can see right here, shining in Patreon Coral, we have God of Atheists and Jolliver. These two great human beings support us on Patreon monthly with their monetary donations. You too can be part of the cool crew and go to patreon.com/minuteintub and donate. If you can't do $10, that's fine. Do $1 or $5 or $7.42. Whatever works for your budget. We greatly appreciate it. We use that money for good. To do this show, make this show better, do other events,
Do live shows.
Comic-Con.
Comic-Cons.
We've got our
Extra
extra life
Life's
that's
coming
coming
up.
up soon.
We're going to be streaming for 24 hours again this November. First weekend of November. You're going to want to be here for that.
Fourth, the second and third, I believe. That Friday,
No,
Saturday.
We'll figure that out.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, that's coming up. You'll want to tune in for that and see what we got planned. But yes, thank you everyone who's joined us this fine evening. And if you're new, welcome to the tub. The water is warm.
Click that heart.
If you see bubbles, this is not a hot tub. Jeremy has gas. It's
Could be worse.
it's at least it's muffled by the water.
Aren't those fun when
It's
you
like
see those bubbles?
it's like a Jeremy bong.
420. 420. Smoking it.
Just gets to the end. It's okay. I'm libertarian.
Straight up blazing it.
42-0.
Yeah, 42-0. All right. Everyone, thank you for joining us. Have a lovely week. We'll see you next Wednesday for The Loop. That's our talk show about video games every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then we'll be back again in a week for the TUBCAST. You know, I fought Nathan's description of this show so much, but at this point, I feel like I can't do anything but embrace it. It's a show about nothing
It is.
that allows us to talk about anything.
Yeah.
So
it's pretty
it really
accurate.
it is pretty accurate.
Hey,
So-
thanks for the bits.
Hey,
Yeah.
thanks for the bits.
You.
Show us your bits. Thank you for showing your bits, Jolliver. We appreciate that. Good evening and a pleasant morrow.